Alright guys, so in part one of this project I built this thing and it is a pile of crap. the metal was way too thin and it actually started warping around the welds, but yeah, and all the holes that I welded through by accident, and it's just, that's scrap metal now. I'm going to do a slightly different design with these, but the first part of this project is going to be working on the actual box brackets to mount it to the truck. So I don't know if you've noticed on the truck, but when it sits on there, the boxes sit kind of high, and I want them to be level with the steps on the front. So I'm actually going to drop these down 6 inches or so, and yeah, I've got some just went and purchased some angle iron to do that. So we're gonna grab that angle iron, mark out the holes and put the holes, and then just kind of weld the angle iron onto the brackets, and it should work out in my mind. We'll see. So we'll make a quick note on these brackets, how they were made. You can see that there's 3 holes that are normally mounted, but 2 of my brackets were re-drilled because the hole is in a slightly different position. And I'm thinking that that mark right here is where the washer sat, and that's where the hole is. But it's like that for one of each side, so it's not quite as simple as drilling this hole and this hole. It's like that for 2 of them, but for 2 of them I'm gonna have to guess where that hole is because I didn't take measurements of the holes in the frame before starting on this project, and it's not like I can go out and measure the truck in the driveway or something like that, because it's not here. Okay, so I have the holes of the original brackets marked on the new brackets, and I numbered each one to their panel because they're all unique, it seems. And the idea is that we take this angle iron and we drop it down approximately 6 inches. Now I did measure that these holes are about 5.5 inches apart. So if we drop it down to the last hole, it's going to be close enough. But let's just take a tape measurer because I might need to redo some of these holes. There. So with this new, come on, focus. There. So with this dropped bracket, or this dropped hole, it's actually 6 inches if we drill it right to that hole. But if we move to the other side with a normal bracket, I bet you it's going to be 5.5. There. Yep, 5.5. So we're going to have to, the one with the re-drilled holes, we're not going to have, but we're going to have to re-drill a hole through this as well. Because if you have one at 5.5 and one at 6, it's not going to, the box isn't going to sit level. So this is what the bracket's going to look like. Now you can notice that these holes are drilled where they're supposed to be to line up with the frame on the new piece. And then the ones where the hole was re-drilled, it's not quite realigned. So I'm going to tack it together and then right here flip it over and drill a new hole through the old bracket to make it fit. And once you do that, should be good to go. That's where we started. Come on. See, there's a couple little holes, I guess. I also burned my feet. I burned my foot right around there. I had to stop and cover up my boot, and then do another bit, and then a good long pass. Started to get sloppy because I had no base to rest my arm. And then once I could rest my arm on this part, I could do a nice solid bead. Come on, focus at the right place. All the way along there with one little stop. Practice makes perfect. Let me know where I can improve. I think right around here I wasn't getting this part of metal enough, so I started digging down deeper into it. Ow, it's still warm. Okay, so I'm definitely having problems with electrical supply for this welder right now. I can get about 10 seconds in before it blows the fuse. I don't know how I got the other side all done, and then where was it? Right about here is when it kicked off. Then I got about here, kicked off again, here, kicked off again, and then I just went on the minimum setting and just finished it off really slow, trying to keep the puddle up. But apparently this is a 20 amp, it's supposed to be on a 20 amp circuit, and looked at the wiring from the fuse panel in the house all the way underneath up to the light switch is actually 220 wire with the red wire just kind of dangling in no man's land. It's not powered or anything, but it's the proper, what is it, 12 gauge wire for 220. So if I do go and put a 20 amp fuse in the fuse box, it'll be okay up to that light switch. The question is, from that light switch all the way up to that power plug, if that's going to be the same wire. If not, might have to do some, I don't know, put in some plugs along the ceiling boards or something. But yeah, it's supposed to be 20 amps. I don't know how I got away with a 15 amp breaker for so long, and then just all of a sudden it starts popping it all the time. But yeah, that'll be another project. Anyways, yeah, I can't keep up welding the next 3 brackets with the way it is right now, so I think I'm gonna call it a day, make some dinner, and yeah, get back to it another time. Alright, who's honking? Anyways, it's a few days later, and I'm done my welding. I have all 4 of these brackets welded on now. I actually had to go through and wire in a 20 amp circuit into the garage. So I can look over here. Hold on. Alright, look over here, there's a new breaker box. Had it all wired in. Clean up the garage after that. Now I'm not blowing fuses every time I use the welder, but apparently this thing is only rated up to 1/8 inch steel, and this is 1/4 inch. So it's definitely more than what it's supposed to handle. I had a lot of issues with it balling up at the end of the stick, which apparently is because it's not enough of a welder. But yeah, it's done the job. I had to start going at it, doing an inch at a time, going through, and then coming back and filling up the gaps between. Hopefully it's enough penetration to do the job structurally sound. Can't really tell much on the inside there. A little bit of discoloration there. But yeah, I figure with the bolt there and the bolt there, this one's going to be holding the bracket in, and basically that extra angle iron is just counteracting the sideways force from all the weight in the side box. So these welds actually aren't doing all that much as long as it is bolted in there. So 2 of the brackets, the holes are done and lined up just fine. The other 2, I have to re-drill this through the bracket. Same with this one. So I'll do that, and then it's time to start painting them. Hopefully that one cools down enough, and they'll be done. Right, Gizmo? Okay, here we are. Another day working in the shop. This is going to be the last day of my almost 2-week vacation now. I did get the truck back. Clutch might be slipping, so we'll see. But anyways, we're finally actually going to get to the side box organizers. So, yeah, this piece was what we worked on last time. Part 1 goes at the front. I'm not using that. That's just scrap metal. I'm thinking of a different design right now. Basically hang the chains, or hang the binders here, and have the long part sit on top of the chains, and have the chains in the middle, and some dividers I'm going to build up. and then the bungees at the front. I'll draw up my design, get some measurements, and we'll figure out what we can do here. Okay, so this is kind of the structure that I'm looking to do. This is from a top-down view into the side box. So this will be the length of it, 20 inches. Because the side box is 20 by 11 3/4 on the inside. It might actually be less than 20, but we'll see. Yeah, so there's going to be these two pieces, and then I'll probably make one more piece that'll act as the other two dividers right in the center there. So you put in the two side pieces, they fit right to the walls, and then you drop in the third piece to hold it all together, and then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 spots to put the chains. And then if this is the back, there's going to be that bar up top, and then you hang the binders down there, and then there's this whole pocket for the chain, or for the bungees in the front. So we'll see how it goes. That's the plan, at least. Okay, so this is kind of the start of the first base, and I need a piece that's going to go from here to here, but that's leaving like maybe 2 inches of space. Yeah. But that's the size that I can get it to fit. Huh. I don't know what I'm gonna do here. there we go. First 2 chain boxes put in place. Now I had to cut these back panels short because they wouldn't fit in the opening of the box. Right here. I couldn't fit it any other way, and then this I can't make any bigger, otherwise it won't fit in as well, so it's got a little bit of wiggle room to figure out where it actually needs to be, which is actually not that bad of a problem. So now it's put in a middle insert and see how it goes. Alright, that looks pretty good actually. I put a bottom on the middle insert piece just for structural stability, because the 2 pieces or the 3 pieces put together like that, there's no support, so it has a bottom on. I'm probably going to put a bottom on the outside 2 pieces just to make it all flush and even, but there's all sorts of space at the front for the bungees, all sorts of space at the back for the binders, and then the chains hopefully will fit in those dividers. The tolerances are pretty close, which is nice. Tight fit, but that's perfect. So I'll put the bottoms on these pieces and then probably do a test fit and then build it all again, and I'll be done. I've been trying to do this project for months.
This house of love, gonna tear it down, burn it to the ground, crying all the time, gonna tear it down, burn it to the ground. Can you feel the way you're driving me insane? Can you feel the way you're driving us away? Can you hear me now?
These boxes are too small. That's 1 chain and it's taken up both boxes and it doesn't even fit. I was hoping to fit all 4 chains in this, but I guess I'm only fitting 2 and I have no idea what I'm going to do with the other 2. Yeah. This sucks. Good thing I like to tinker around. So I just went and tried to unseize this ball because I need to turn this thing around. So I was prying on the shaft, and yeah, I need to build a new mount for the whatchamacallit, the vise. Hooray! I just went to try it on my second vise and snapped it right off. I'm officially out of room at 3 chains. So I'm putting as much as I can in the box, and then the rest is going in the overflow behind the box and taking up the room for the binders. And yeah, it's not sitting so pretty. I'm kind of wondering if I build the boxes taller, if that might help, but I'm yeah, definitely running out of room. What a pain, what a pain. Okay, let's see what we can do. Okay, I don't have room for the bungees. I crammed in 4 of the chains, 4 of the binders, and there is no space in the front for the bungees. So I'm thinking I'm scrapping this idea. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the original concept of the 4 washer buckets, but instead of washer buckets, I'm gonna utilize all this dead space between them and make just 4 buckets that'll fit in there, and then maybe I'll cram the binders up in the front and put a tray or something that'll keep the bungees away from everything else. Those were pretty too. Okay. So far so good. Now let's see if we can fit the last one in here. Come on, come on. Uh-oh. That's what I was afraid of. I don't think I'm gonna... Oh, come on. It's so close. Crap. There we go. I had to notch the side of the one to get enough clearance to put the last box in. I don't think they're coming out again, because that basically took a hammer to get it in. But that should be enough room for the chains, and then the binders in the front probably, and still got to figure out a tray of some sort to keep the rat's nest away from everything else. Oh man, that's looking way better. I was able to move the boxes up to the front, and then the binders have room to hang down below in the empty space, and all the chains and binders both hook on that back support there. So this is really nice. Now I just got to figure out how to keep this away from everything else at the bottom. Well, it took a few months, but I think I have these side boxes satisfactorily organized for now. So I have that reusable shopping bag, the Milkbone dog food something or other bag. This thing is going to get destroyed, but it'll give me time to think of something to put on top. And the bottom, oh, look at that organization. That is so nice. So now, build 4 more of those boxes for the other side box way out there, and then it's finally gonna go back on the truck. Can't wait.